What we just saw tonight was a vintage Caitlin Clark performance. 22 points, 9 assists, 47% from the field, 44% from 3. And by far the best player on the floor, Caitlin Clark just had a fantastic game against the Valkyries. And it was a game where early on the Valkyries were whooping the Fever. They looked better in every single way. They were stronger.
Caitlin Clark reminded everyone why she's one of the biggest stars in basketball. She finished with 22 points, 9 assists, shot efficiently from the field, and completely changed the game after a slow start. While Indiana struggled early, Clark stayed aggressive and eventually took control, leading the Fever back into the fight. What looked like a difficult night quickly turned into another signature performance.
That chippy moment with Salaun at halftime that led to the double text.
I was just trying. Oh, did I get a technical? Oh, no way. Oh, it just makes sense for the refs tonight, so I'm not surprised. Wow. Wow, I could have got ejected. I should have been a little safer in the second half. Okay, well, guess I have some fines coming my way. And a flagrant. Wow. Well, the refs were interesting, but I'm not going to say anything else because obviously I got probably $1,000 worth of fines coming my way, but I was just trying to get the rebound and I didn't know I got a technical foul, but thanks for letting me.
The Golden State Valkyries came out looking faster, stronger, and more physical. Every loose ball felt like a battle, and Indiana looked overwhelmed during the opening minutes. The Fever couldn't find their rhythm, while the Valkyries attacked relentlessly on both ends. For a moment, it seemed like Indiana might get run off its own floor.
Why it seemed like they were going to confidently win this game from the sample size of the first half. But you got to see the Indiana Fever resilience, and you got to see Caitlin Clark rally her team back. But more than that, you got to see that Caitlin Clark ain't no daggone chump. One thing that we've been seeing since Caitlin Clark came into the WNBA is that when she plays against these new teams, bench players start playing like starters because they want a piece of that Caitlin Clark pie. They want the media attention, the notoriety that comes with playing against Caitlin Clark. And in this game, it was Tiffany.
Everything changed when a physical exchange involving Caitlin Clark and Janelle Salaün exploded into controversy. During a rebound battle, Clark was hit with an elbow that immediately sent fans into a frenzy. Social media erupted within minutes as clips spread everywhere. The debate quickly shifted from basketball to whether Clark was being targeted once again.
Call the president, where's Caitlin Clark? Have no fear, Caitlin Clark is here, y'all. Come on, man. MVP mode unlocked tonight. Hey, Tiffany Hayes, thank you. Salaun, thank you for unlocking the beast in CC. Come on, man. Hey, this play right here. Main thing I want to look at right here. Main thing, and then another one. That was a beautiful pass, by the way. Beautiful pass to Lexi in the corner. Look at this, look at this.
After the halftime incident, Clark appeared surprised when informed she had received a technical foul. She joked about potential fines but clearly disagreed with how the situation was handled. Her reaction showed both frustration and disbelief as officials attempted to control a rapidly escalating game. The moment instantly became one of the night's biggest talking points.
That was a lot of fun. The Indiana Fever showed a lot of fight against the Golden State Valkyries because the Valkyries came out, they're a team, they have length, they have athleticism, they were hacking a little bit, and the Fever fought through it. Caitlin Clark fought through it. She had struggled against the Valkyries last year, not in this one. She's been hitting the logo bombs, she's diming people up, got the support from Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell. As always, Sophie Cunningham was good off the bench. Raven Johnson made a nice impression in her minutes, and it was nice to see the Fever.
The WNBA wanted bigger audiences, louder arenas, and more attention. Caitlin Clark has delivered all of that and more. Every game now feels like a combination of playoff intensity, reality television, and non-stop social media drama. Whether fans love her or hate her, Clark has become the center of nearly every major league conversation.
Fever defeat the Valkyries for the first time after last season getting swept by them in a game that I really wanted the Indiana Fever to win. Caitlin Clark was back in the lineup, and this thing at one point turned into the Caitlin Clark versus Tiffany Hayes duel. And man, it was competitive. They were talking junk to each other. They were firing up. It was physical. They were letting each other have it. And at the end of the day, Caitlin got the better of the situation, finished the game with 22 points, 9 boards, looking every bit like the MVP candidate that she is.
Since entering the league, Clark has carried unmatched attention wherever she plays. Opposing players know that strong performances against her can generate headlines and recognition. As a result, many games become intensely personal and physical. The spotlight surrounding Clark creates extra motivation for every team she faces.
What you had to say? What did you have to say, man? Oh, man. Hey, hold on. This not it, though. Yeah, me and you, Tiffany. Me and you. I want all that smoke. Hey, give it to Look, she like, get out my effing face. Caitlin like, yeah.
Once replay footage of the elbow hit the internet, fans split into two camps. One side believed Clark had been unfairly targeted, while the other argued that physical play is simply part of basketball. Debate raged across every platform as slowed-down clips and hot takes flooded timelines. The controversy quickly became bigger than the game itself.
Then there was more of that feistiness I was talking about. This was right before the half. Caitlin's second technical of the season. A little bit of a shoving match. Good pass to Lexi Hull. Hull had hit one from there right before that. Janelle Salaün and Caitlin. And look at Myisha Hines-Allen, by the way. Come running in. So you know you got Myisha Hines-Allen. We know how famous Sophie got for standing up for Caitlin last year. Hines-Allen not hesitant to run in and get herself involved in the action as well. And then, Caitlin even got a flagrant in this one. I don't think this should have been flagrant. Definitely was a foul because she leans with this into the screen with her shoulder. I guess I could see it. They're saying she put a little extra sauce on it.
While everyone focused on the drama, Clark responded the best way possible, by dominating on the court. She buried deep three-pointers, created opportunities for teammates, and controlled the pace. Her confidence grew with every possession. As Clark heated up, Indiana's entire team seemed to come alive.
Point deficit about midway through the game. They were down by 7 at the half and just, eventually just walked the Valkyries down. And Valkyrie were getting miracle minutes from Tiffany Hayes, who every time she sees Caitlin Clark, she just transforms into a human fireball for whatever reason. And Caitlin Chen, who averages 5 points a game and is kind of looked at like a joke, scores 18 points off the.
One of the most entertaining storylines of the night was Clark's battle with Tiffany Hayes. Hayes pressured Clark full court, scored tough baskets, and wasn't shy about talking trash. Clark answered every challenge with her own intensity. Their competitive rivalry gave the game a playoff atmosphere from start to finish.
You out here cooking people, huh? You got your little cross and your little back step 3 and you started popping off, huh? Let me give you some of that action. Look at that. Caitlin, yeah, I'm in your face, yeah. Hey, I love every bit of it, dog. I love every bit of it. Come on, man. They did nothing but piss Caitlin off, and Caitlin said, yeah, let me show you what time it is. You think this is first year Caitlin. Oh, wait a minute. You think this is second year Caitlin. Nah. See, this is what y'all have to understand, man. You give player 3 years, okay? You give them 3 years. Throughout that third year, you're going to see exactly who they are.
As the game progressed, emotions continued building. Players exchanged words, officials missed calls, and frustration boiled over on both sides. The physicality increased with every possession until the halftime confrontation finally exploded. When players rushed together and the crowd erupted, the game reached its emotional peak.
Good for Caitlin to send a little message that she won't get punked either, and give it the other way. I mean, basketball is a bit of a physical game. This one didn't have quite as much freedom of movement or those points of emphasis because the Valkyries were hacking early in the game. I think it got the Fever a little frustrated. The Valkyries didn't look like a team on a back-to-back. They had to be fair to them, that's a tough scheduling situation to play in New York the night before and then have to go play Indiana, less than 24 hours later. It's not a huge trip from New York to Indianapolis, but nonetheless, that's a tough turnaround for any basketball team.
After halftime, Clark played with swagger and confidence. She drilled deep shots, created highlight reel passes, and looked completely in control. Every big play energized the crowd and shifted momentum further toward Indiana. By the end of the night, Clark had turned adversity into another memorable performance.
Not taking any stuff from the Valkyries, man. I don't think this was one of these situations where girls are hating on Caitlin. I feel like this was just Caitlin going after the ball. The girl hit her with a chicken wing. This was You know, the girls should have let Caitlin foul her. Maybe they would have went to the line and got some cheap free throws. I do not think this has anything to do with girls hating on Caitlin. I did not get any of that from the Valkyries today, man.
Whether it's highlights, controversy, rivalries, or ratings, everything seems to revolve around Caitlin Clark. Every game becomes a major story, every confrontation becomes viral content, and every performance fuels debate. Love her or criticize her, Clark has transformed the attention surrounding women's basketball. Her presence alone turns ordinary games into must-watch events.